Okay, so we're going to start with this page again, going back to this one while the other one dries. And I pulled this off. This is an old tablecloth I'd found at a garage sale once, and I just absolutely love it. But I thought this would be great at the pocket. So I cut the outside edge, and then I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do with that. So, keeping in mind that it's going to really not be seen from here, but there will be pieces of it poking out through the holes. But, so I want to kind of, well, now that might be interesting here. Just that. Let me pull that one out. Blue, brown. Oh, here we go. I think I will like that. And this is so bright that being underneath this, it will, yeah, let's try those two. And maybe this on the top and bottom of both. Yeah. Okay. So let's try these. All right. Let's first take this one, and we're going to put this one in the center and have some blue on the top and the bottom. So get my paper marked where I want to cut it. And right there. I love that I sharpened my pencils. It makes it so much easier. Get my cutter back over here. Okay. Alrighty then. Let's see now. Okay, so if we put this like this, and we put this over this, like this, there will still be, and I'm not going to glue down this all the way, so there will still be room for 2 4x6s or 1 5x7, or you can even put, depending on what you've got on the 4x6, you can do this, you know, so you have options, because this won't be glued all the way down, and you can put pictures on top of it, which I would say probably don't do, at least because you know, it's all part of the pretty for this. Excuse me. So, all right. Now, what do we want to do with this? I think I am actually just going to edge it and leave it, because it's the underneath. This is the pretty that I want to maybe have people leave alone, not put a picture on, although they can, because this is not down. They can totally put a 4x6 picture right there and still have some pretties. So I left the option open for people who wanted to do that. All right. So let's just, let's see. Let's lose the milled lavender first. Wait a minute. Is that the way I want to do it? I don't know. Let's try it this way. I think I've already done most of this. And I'm making it really kind of very bold into the paper. That little piece is coming off. Let me glue that down. Just had a bit that wasn't glued down properly. Yeah, I did my layouts last night. Been working with Fabri-Tac and already took a chunk out of my pretty color. This is something beet, B-E-E-T. So it's not red. It's a wine color. I don't know if that's coming through on the video, but I thought for, Valentine's Day it was very appropriate, but it doesn't look like I'm going to still have this for Valentine's Day. I might be able to touch it up. I don't know. Okay. Oh, now I'm grabbed the wrong one. Okay, now that was the scattered straw. Now I'm coming back with the milled lavender and getting the edge. And we can even, now it's pretty wet with the scattered straw, so this is blending, and I really just want it to be, so I think I'm going to wait for a second and let that scattered straw dry, because I really want to have kind of that darker purple edge. So let's see if I cut, kind of eyeball the center here. And I think that's just a 1/2 inch or so. All right, so if I cut, that's 5/8, and that is 5/8. So if I cut 3/4, it will definitely be just fine. So 3/4 of an inch, and let's see how much I need to do here. We'll have it the same length as our paper here. And 3/4 of an inch. All right, where's my mark? From there to there, I lost it. From there to there, I lost it. Wow, there it is. Yep. Yay! Oh my goodness. Okay, so there is my length now. And now I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch, which on my is right there. And again, so this should give me plenty at the top and bottom. A little bit of scattered straw, and just trying to get a little edge on the top part of the paper. Not much. And then coming back through and trying not to cover all of the yellow, but so it leaves a little bit. It leaves a little bit. And then she was very, very quiet. All right. I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and plant these down where I want them. I'm sorry if once in a while I kind of take somebody's language and say something funny, or like I said, and wer I want them is kind of how maybe a person that speaks German would say it in English. My parents traveled all over the world. My dad was in the military, and they both learned the languages where they, so they were France, Germany. We lived in Hong Kong, but I did not live in France or Germany. My brother made it to France, but not the Germany. Anyway, so we did a lot of talking other languages. I can't speak fluently any language, but I know little bits of different languages, and I can do the accents fairly well. And that was just what happened in my household all the time. So I hope I don't make anybody upset by me doing that. It is not in a mean way. It literally is how I grew up, with my parents doing that. Just, my mom used to say, das ist gut. Okay. So I always would say, when I'd finish something and I liked it, I just would say, das ist gut. And I was working at Michael's and had a very lovely woman that I worked with. And every once in a while, I would get a chance to work with her. And this one time, she and I were working on something, and we finally finished. And it was a very, lots of little pieces. And I think it was in the flower department. And you know how the heads come off of the different flowers, and you have to kind of figure out where they go back onto the flowers, and which flower they were really picturing into what spot, blah 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 blah. It was kind of a very much of a pain. But she was a very hard worker, and she and I just got along really well, and we finished, and I said, das ist gut. And she said, oh, you speak German? And I went, no. I just thought it was my mom saying it as somebody with a German accent would say, that is good. And that is good in German. Das ist gut. So I guess, and it might be German slang. I don't know, but she got, I didn't know you spoke German. I said, no, I didn't know I spoke German either. So she and I got a very big giggle out of that. That was a lot of fun. I'm trying to remember her name. It's like Marta. Marta. I don't know. I can't remember her name. Sweet lady. Good Lord. I just loved her. She was a very hard worker and very nice, but told you how it was and how she was feeling if she was upset about something. I liked it. She was upfront and honest. You knew how you stood with her, and I like that. I like it. Anyway, so let's close this up and see if I might have gotten that paper a little bit. No, we're good. Okay. And I've already bent that little, so we're definitely going to have a closure there. Am I going to like this with this on there? Or am I going to like it better without it? Wow. Let's see. La, 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 la. Now this will kind of bring back the crochet. And it does take up less room. See, this is why I always say, okay, guys, I'll see you back here when I figure out what I'm going to do. Because I'll try a million things. I'll just keep trying a million things. And no, not wild about that at this point. I really hope I do find some ways of using this. All right, let's see. I've got a million things over here. So we have lots and lots and lots to try. Now I have this ribbon, which is actually a light, what did they call it? A lavender. And it's got the white flowers. It does have a, no, it does have a wire, but I just pull the wire out. And shoot, I got this at a garage sale, I think, and it's a full roll. 2 5/8, 13.7 meters. I don't know how many yards that is, but I don't like it on this. I don't. Riley, I don't. And I have the gold ribbon. Now that's very pretty. Since I'm that bright and all of that, that's very pretty. So we're going to leave that out. No, too gray. And I have this, which is very feminine. Very feminine and softer than the gold. That's really pretty, and it's softer than the gold. I could possibly work the gold in out here, and I think I'd like that better. And I think I'm going to go with this. Okay, so I like that. So let's get ourselves a little snippet of that. Okay, so that there. Now, I think I liked this one, so let's see where this needs to be. I think I'm going to slice off a little bit of the end, a little bit of this end, so I can make sure I get as much of this as possible. Let me put all my pieces and parts into my little bucket over here. All right, let's get just a little edge of that. And we'll go to about, I don't want to lose too much of her hat. Yeah, didn't lose much of her at all. Okay, so we have this that will go under, and actually I can move it under just a little bit more because I'm going to more than likely put this gold ribbon across here. Yeah, I think I will like that. I think I will. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my a little piece of the gold ribbon. Put that back. Okay. And I'm wanting to keep all of this flat because this is where I'm going to build up, and this is where I'm just going to make it room for pictures. And we've got the nice pocket here. So I think, see, that's not large enough that way. So I think I'm going to go ahead and make this the same. It doesn't have to be super close. Don't use my fabric scissors on paper. For those of you who may not know, paper will dull your fabric scissors. Icky. Icky. You don't like that. Okay, and am I going to have enough? Yes. So I'm going to cut this at 3/4. And it should leave the other one. Just going to bring it straight out. Now, these I hand cut, and I see that I did not hand cut them very well, that they are not straight. Let me run this down my grid and see. Now, this one is fine. Run this down my grid. And this one is not. It's just flares out a smidge right at the end. There. Kinda. You know me and straight, guys. I always have quite the problem with that. There. Okay, I'm much happier with that one now. All right. Oh, where's my pieces? There's one. There's the other. All right, so let's give this the same treatment. This isn't really any different than like working with graphic 45 paper, or, I mean, all of it's kind of wild. I have some papers that will tone things down. You know, it's just, you can't be afraid. Just go for it. It's just paper. If you don't like it, start all over again. It's just paper. It's just paper. I mean, I know when you get your pattern papers and you spend a lot of money on your pattern papers, you don't want to waste them. And I totally get that. So when you're experimenting with a new kind of way of doing things, like maybe like this, where I am just going really out there and lots of color and you know, then yeah, if your nervous levels are out there, because I tell you, there's been a couple times I went, oh my gosh, this is really, I'm not liking it. And then I keep working at it. And then I get to the point where, oh, excuse me, I've got the hiccups all of a sudden. I get to the point where, and when I get the hiccups, I yawn. Does that happen to anybody else? For heaven's sakes. I get the hiccups and I yawn. I don't know. But you know, if you're just not comfortable using some expensive papers, then get out your hodgepodge of papers you got in your stash. Get them as close, you know, that will go together, but you might not have, this one and that one won't go with 4 others, but It'll go with 2 of them, and you know what I'm saying. So just get out and experiment. Do stuff that makes you happy. And if this isn't your cup of tea, then don't worry about it. I don't really need to do this side. Save my ink. I'm just trying to show you all that a digital kit, you can use it over and over and over again. Doesn't matter which digital kit you get. There's lots of them out there. As long as you get one that gives you a lot of ephemera. And there are kits that just give you like this. They just give you pages. Now you can cut all this ephemera out totally, you know, because that is all ephemera. Flowers, frame, the whole thing, which I want to use. You know, so you can totally do it that way. You can use that as a little thing. You can cut her out. You got a pretty flower there, pretty flower here, this lace, and then nice background papers. So, you know, if that's what you've got, by golly, use it. You don't have to go and buy this specific one because you see me doing it. Oh, I don't need to do that side. I keep trying to do that side. But just have fun. Just play. Get the stuff out that you have probably purchased and never used. Maybe opened it up, just go, ooh. You know, but play a little with this stuff. I am going to, this is the Finnabar Art Alchemy Metallic Heather Hills. It's from Prima, but it's a Finnabar product. And I was just thinking, now I know that I'm putting that lace there just to get a little bit of this. And it doesn't take much because it is shiny. And I just want to bring some of the plum into this paper. Okay, so there's a little plum there. I'm using it on a spot. See, and I really don't like it on the yellow. I'm using it on a spot that's going underneath because I wanted to see. You can always turn it over and see how it does on your paper, but I don't like it on the yellow. So I want to make sure I don't get it on the yellow. So just in a few spots, so it doesn't look and I don't want it to be transferred across pieces. I want to kind of keep it on a piece so that, now see, I just brought a teeny bit of plum in there and I'm much happier with that. Now there is a smell to these, so if you guys are smell sensitive, you might want to think otherwise because there is a smell. I don't particularly like it. Some people love the smell of like the what do you call that stuff? Oh shoot, what you call that? Stays on. I don't mind the smell of Stays On, but I just assume not have a smell. But I still use the Stays On when I need it. So okay. So there is what I'm going to have, and that makes my page minus my lace across here, and I'm thinking my gold across here. I might not do the gold. Yeah, I think I'll leave the gold off. But I like my lace. I like my lace. I like my lace. Okay, so I brought you guys along for this one, and I hope you enjoyed and you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm just going to get this all glued down, and we'll move on to the next one. All right, let's just get this matched up here. Love it. I am noticing on, and I think I've said this already, on this watercolor paper that it's not kind of an automatic seal down with the glue. So do give it a little bit of time to get sealed down. And I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. Hopefully I won't get any on my fingernails. I did take the time today and filled up all of my glues. I was very happy with that. And I had just finished a journal for a client, and I put all that stuff away. And so, yes, I've been very productive today. Okay, that's the back. And I know I've got this a little long. And I think I like seeing the purple page, not having it hang off the edge. And I think that looks pretty straight. Let me look at it here. Yeah, I think that looks pretty straight. Now, I'm not really forcing it down. I've pushed it into the glue and I'm leaving it, because if you push it too hard, you're going to get the glue through it and make it all hard and nasty looking. So guys, thanks for watching. We'll be back. We still have this to do, and we're going to have fun making a tag to go inside our envelope. And we'll figure out what tag we're going to go in there. But I hope you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Okay, so I'm going to show you an easy way, because right now with the front of this decorated and these buttons, it will not lay flat. So it's very hard to work on. So I'm going to show you an easy way using another envelope to get the proper sizing that we need or want. Might not need it, but it's what we want. Therefore, ergo, I say we need it. Okay, so I took an envelope and I cut it down. So for this piece right here, I can, let's see, yeah, I'm going to cut about 1/8 of an inch off of the very top of this piece. So I'm going to cut back 1/8 of an inch and cut it all the way across. And then I can go ahead and get my piece that I need and get it cut properly. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to cut about 1/8. Let's see, do I want 1/8 or 1/4? Maybe 1/4, because that would leave me with 1/8. Okay, so 1/4 inch from the highest point on this, not the highest point on the envelope, just the highest point from this piece. And then from the score line, I'm going to score to make this shorter 1/4 inch. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do both of those. I'll go ahead and cut the flap off first, because I think that will be easier. And I just eyeballed because I don't really have a good way. And then that should give us a pretty nice size. So now I can build, if I want to put anything on the inside flap, which I do because I am going to put a magnet up here and a metal piece down here so that it will close. It's going to have to be a very flat metal piece, but I got a lot. I should be able to find something. Now let's get a 1/4 of an inch from there, which I think is about there. Okay. So this is the piece of paper size that we'll need, which is 3 7/8. And of course you got to drop this a 1/4 of an inch. So 3 7/8 by 9 1/4. 3 7/8 by 9 1/4 will give you 1/8 of an inch all the way around of the piece of paper you want to use. And I'm going to have to cut another piece because I don't have any pieces that are that wide. That's 3 1/2. So let's see. Now that's going to go along with this. So let's find something. What about if I put that in there? It's toning it down a smidge, and I think I still will put the blue border on both sides. But this piece right here is very soothing, and because this is already pretty wild. I don't know. Let's look and see what else I've got. We'll put that one off to the side. Because it really doesn't have any of the colors, and I would like to have something with the colors there. That's just too much. Now that just has... Nah. Okay, that's kind of nice. Yes, I think we'll go for this side. I think we'll go for that side. Now this has to be, this has to be very, let's see, where am I here? Very nice and flat. So what did I say? I think I said 3 7/8. So that's what we're going to cut this down to, is 3 7/8. All right. Let's see. That's a little too long. I'm going to cut off a little bit off of this side. So probably 3 and, oh, wait a minute. I was doing not 7/8. Let's see. I don't think that's still quite enough. Okay, so no, 3 3 3/4 is probably going to be perfect. 3 3/4. Probably going to be perfect. Yes. 3 3/4, or the line in between 3 3/4 and 3 7/8. Whichever way makes you happier. This is quite a large gold. For me, I like it a little thinner, but whatever floats your boat is what is important. Important. And we're going to cut this the same width. go. Put that in my little pieces and parts. And then I'm going to cut this down the center. Try my best. Let's see, what are we at here? We're at a almost kind of an 1.5 inches. So let's go 3/4. And that ought to get it close enough for government work. Okay, let's put this back. All right. So I'm going to keep this because I'm going to need it for the other envelope. I'm sorry. We still need this. So now I'm going to put my paper in, and I want to put it all the way down into the score line. Lay your flaps down on top or underneath, whichever. It's still going to be the same where we need it to be. And take your pencil. And draw your piece. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this out, just this side plus a little of the line. Let me show you. Let me get a little closer in so you can see. Okay, so here's my line, right? Oh, there you can see it. And I'm just going to try and keep it nice and straight. All right, so let's see how I did. And we're coming up off of the edge a little bit. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's a little ripped right there, but it will be just fine. Good. I just need to make sure I'm coming off the edge enough. Okay, I think maybe I need to make this a little deeper. Where am I here? There we go. I'm going to make this a little deeper. Remember, you make a mistake, it is only paper. I got plenty more. I got plenty more, but we want it to be as nice as we can get it without fretting. Now, I'm much happier with that. Much, much, much happier with that. And I think I like a little more of the softness of the blue. And this will go underneath. And they are not, oh, I should have left them longer. Poodle head. Yeah, they're not long enough. So don't match them to this paper. Match them to the envelope. Dingleberry. All right, so I should be able to fix that though. Pretty darn easy. If I say I can, I should be able to. So, what am I going to do? Now with this, we can stick that into the envelope a little bit. And kind of have it, that needs to come down more, get it under there. And it'll be kind of, yeah, doesn't have to come all the way up here. And just glue that down inside the envelope. That'll look pretty. Okay, I'm gonna bring you back out if I remember which way to do it. Oh, here you come. Da, 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 da. Okay. Okay, so I'll get 2 more pieces of this to do. And I think I am going to glue that on. And for the inside, what did I do with the piece of paper here? For the inside, let's see. That's going to be a waste because you won't really be able to tell what it is. How about these pieces that I have here? Oh yeah, so I can use one of these, and of course this little, I think I have a little short piece of this in my bucket here. Always use your little pieces first. No, I don't have a little piece of that. I thought I had a little square piece that I just cut off of there. I believe I do, sitting around here somewhere. So I will find that in a few minutes. But let's see what... Oh, I think I definitely want gold. Those are all corners though. Let's see. See, if I put it right here, I'm blocking all my pretty... So I think I might put it here and put the magnet over here because it really doesn't matter. I don't know. Do I have something else? I don't have a lot of gold ones. I have noticed that I don't tend to buy gold. I've got a boatload of silver stuff and a few copper pieces. I don't have a lot of gold. But I do have this. So let's see what I can do playing. We're going to play. Okay, here is a very pretty piece. And I think I can kind of center this and not cover up, and it'll be very pretty. So, let's move this aside. I know there's lots of different products, but this is most surfaces. So let's see. Ah! Okay. I am going to get, I do have you on, don't I? Yes. I am going to get some cotton swabs and see if this is going to color this. Oh, I like it. Get all the excess off. Let's see if this actually stays on here. Actually does not look like it's going to. Maybe a little bit, but not how I want it though. I don't know. It's awful pretty, but I don't think that it's going to remain because I think it's coming off my hand just as fast as I'm putting it on there. Okay, so that's not going to work, but I am not giving up yet. Whoops. Ugh. Get it off of my glass. I love glass. All right, guys, let me try and find something that I have in my stash that will color this a color I like it, because I do not believe that this is going to stay on. Let me see. Well, it does stay on a bit. Huh. I think that's really pretty. It still looks silvery, but it's also got that rosy color, which will go nicely with everything. So I think we'll stick with that. We'll stick with that. I'll leave these down. Hopefully I will use more. Use more. Okay, and then I think this, or I have this, which is very simple. Huh. Well, 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 well. Okay. And not sure about that one. And I think this would still need more room than... Okay. We got plenty of stuff here, guys. We will find us something. We will find us something just beautimous. Beautimous. Huh. That might be interesting. It's a shame I can't get it all on there. La-da-dee, dee-da-da-dum, la-da-dee, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Well, 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 well. That right there might be super pretty. Okay, found it. We'll do that one. Super pretty, but it is calming. Yes, we like calming. So I'm just going to eyeball that I've got it in the center, or you can use your grid to see how far you're coming out on both sides. And then remember, this is already cut short, so we don't need to shorten it any longer. I'm going to take my pencil and just mark around. Oops. There we go. So you want to cut to the inside of the pencil line. Just right at the pencil line, but kind of cut the pencil line off of your piece all the way. How's that? Hopefully that makes sense. And just take your time, because when you get into a little thicker pieces, and then it jumps to not as many layers, all of a sudden your scissors will kind of jump if you're using the same force as you are trying to get through the 3 layers instead of the 2 layers, and on and on. Okay. Alrighty. That needs to get posted down, but yeah, I think we've got a right nice envelope. And I'm actually, on this one, I'm not going to put anything. I will leave that for whomever buys this. They can put whatever they want in there. At least for now, that's my thought. Because if I put something in there, it's just probably going to be too thick. Won't lay down nicely. But you could get some pictures in there. You could get a special note in there. Something like that would be perfect. Okay, so you've seen how to cut all the pieces. I'm going to go ahead and get this all together. I'm going to place my magnet and my piece there, and I shall come back to you.